Take a look at this cloud blue Volvo EX30. It's built on the brand's first dedicated EV platform and the range kicks off at around $60,000. I reckon it looks fabulous, but wait until you see the interior. I am a little obsessed. Where are the cup holders? Ta-da! This is not Volvo's first crack at a pure EV, so it should be a winner. But does the EX30 push the needle far enough in the right direction? Let's take a closer look. But before we do that, don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the Car Sales channel, and let us know what you think in the comments. If you're a happy Volvo driver looking to switch to an EV, are you gonna go to a Volvo EV or will you shop around? This is Volvo's first vehicle to be based on a dedicated EV platform and now marks 3 pure EVs on offer in the Aussie market, alongside the C40 and XC40 Recharge. It's been a long time coming, but we can now say that the local EV market is heating up. More product, more affordable product, longer range and greater diversity in body styles. It's a win for customers because, put simply, manufacturers have to offer more to attract buyer attention. Now, although the range kicks off at around $60,000, we've got the top spec twin motor extended Ultra, which is closer to $72,000. So it's not quite as affordable as its key rivals, like Tesla. And Volvo has without a doubt got Tesla in its sights. But the battle goes beyond just price wars. And you'll see what I mean when we look inside in terms of matching or bettering Tesla. Warranty periods fall short of some rival EVs, which is increasingly becoming a key consideration for buyers, particularly those who are somewhat reluctant in switching to an EV. However, lengthy 2-year service intervals could sweeten that deal. The exterior design straddles a fine line between mainstream and that minimalist EV design that we've got to know. You've got the covered-in grille, you've got really cool LEDs front and rear, some cute design elements. I really like these wing mirrors, are almost like frameless glass here, and the placement of the badge here is just something a little bit different, and I think it looks cool. Now, the headlines are twin motor, all-wheel drive with up to 445 kilometers on a full battery charge. Now, irrespective of trim level, you get the 400-volt electrical system and a 69 kilowatt-hour lithium-ion battery. Now, none of that is new or best in class, but those numbers certainly aren't bad either. Battery charge times can also be a make or break for prospective buyers. If you've got access to a fast charger, the EX30 is a good proposition. Low and slow trickle chargers will need to exercise patience. Overall, charge times aren't bad. I am low-key obsessed with this interior. It's giving those minimalist vibes that we first saw with Tesla, but it's got some buttons, a little more tactility, and a little more personality. It's nice to see Volvo's design aesthetic evolving, but doing it subtly so. But wait, these door handles, look at them. They are quite obviously door handles. There's no trickery here. They're actually a really nice design element, and they are ergonomically perfect. Depending on what car you currently drive, you will need to get used to a new layout. In terms of this center screen being your only real touch point, it controls pretty much everything. There's no instrumentation panel and no head-up display, but more on that later. These electric adjust heated and ventilated seats are super comfy, and I love the color combo in our test vehicle. I like the choice of materials and the molded seat forms too, but that also means there's no adjusting the headrest. But what I'm really loving about the EX30 is the clever use of space and storage solutions. This whole center console reminds me a little bit of what we saw in the Kia EV6. You've got a spot for your phone, additional devices and charging down here. Oh, but where are the cup holders? Ta-da! Oh, you've only got one cup? Fixed. But wait, there's more. Press this button for a glove box. How novel. And I also like you've got buttons here for your windows and for door locking. It's just all so good. I love it when form and function blend seamlessly. This screen is home to all of your infotainment and it's powered by Google. Hey Google, turn the radio on.
Got it. Here you go. It's perhaps not the most intuitive of systems, but with some time spent, you will master it. And of course, there are some steering wheel controls for those common shortcuts and commands. But check this out, a Harman Kardon sound bar. It's swish, and the sound clarity is excellent.
While not all bases are covered for infotainment, the information on that centre screen is ample. At this trim level, you get a 3D reversing camera with dynamic guides, visual and audible warnings, and great picture clarity. I always love the ability to switch your camera from angle choice as well. Safety is well sorted, as you would expect in a Volvo.
Second row is pretty comfy and it feels quite modern, but it does lack some basic amenities. There are no back of seat pockets, no armrests, no cup holders, and footroom is a little bit tight. Headroom, however, is really good thanks to this carved out roof. In the top spec EX30, you get a glass panoramic roof as standard, and it really does open up this cabin. Now the seat, you will fit 3 occupants back here, but it will be pretty snug. It's better suited to 2 occupants. And like the front of cabin, you've got your window controls in the middle here, as well as a couple of charge points. Also have a little storage bin here. I don't know what you put in this. If this was my car, it'd probably be filled with kids' dirty footy socks. You've got to go somewhere. You've got 2 ISOFIX positions and 3 top tether points as well. I don't know about you, but I love a boot that has a few tricks up its sleeve, like this one that has an adjustable boot base. So you can get more storage under here, or you can put items under there for a bit more protection. But also, check this out, a really thoughtful design. This infographic tells you the dimensions of the boot and the kind of things you can store. Prams, golf clubs, a lamp if you will. It's a really clever design element.
You'll find 4 anchor points, 2 bag hooks, a 12-volt outlet light, and 60/40 split fold seats for extra load flexibility.
Okay, enough about me obsessing about the really cool details. Let's see how the Volvo EX30 drives. Yep, pace is on point. I mean, that does seem to be the one benchmark of a good EV these days, doesn't it? And while I haven't tested the outright straight line speed, that claimed 0 to 100 time feels doable. And the way the EX30 handles kind of makes you want to give it a go. Power delivery is effortless, it's immediate, and it's beautifully smooth. But this isn't just a one-dimensional straight line scorcher. The cabin is super quiet. There's hardly any external noises creeping in, which really adds to that upmarket ambience. It's a really nice place to spend some time.
The EX30 handles well too. The steering is light and accurate, and the car feels very composed in a dynamic sense. Quite the competent vehicle, to be honest, and more agile than you might expect. It's making the most of its power to weight and small footprint. When you're cruising or navigating the concrete jungle, the EX30 is even more impressive. It's been well suited to my inner city life. Think tight streets and tighter parking spots.
The EX30's range could be something that would-be buyers might question. Will it, in fact, be enough? Will it get me where I need to go? Confined to the city limits where this car shines brightly? Absolutely. And if you need to go further with a little bit of forward planning and maybe a top up along the way, it'll absolutely get you where you need to go. One thing we would highly encourage people to do as you consider buying an EV is to track your driving habits, figure out how far you go on average, a day, a week. You might find it's not as far as you think, and that can be a game changer when choosing a car. How much range do you actually need? Outward vision is great in all directions, even through the smaller rear window. While we're on the go, it's probably worthwhile talking about this screen in action. As we mentioned, there's no head-up display, no instrumentation panel, and I've got to say I've got used to it very quickly. The speedo is in the top right corner. You really don't have to deviate your line of sight to be able to glimpse that quickly and get back to focusing on the road. I've got used to it really quickly. It hasn't been a negative at all. The Volvo C40 and XC40 Recharge were a solid starting point for Volvo's electrification journey, but Volvo has upped the ante with the EX30. There is a lot to like. Now, I'm not saying it's perfect. I'm saying it's fit for purpose and well worth a drive. And yes, after a couple of weeks behind the wheel, my love for the interior remains intact. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe to the Car Sales channel and let us know what you think in the comments.